Yeah.
You know, a lot of teams, they're all laughs and jokes and having a good time before the game, but the second that things start going sideways, it's like, oh, everyone's hunched over, everyone's in a bad mood. So it's great to see that they're still in high spirits coming through into this second one. And I think it's also because they'll feel very confident about their Vertigo. They'll feel very solid about their prospects here because both teams actually played against Big on this very map. Nexus ended up beating Big 13-5, and Guild Eagles ended up losing against Big on this map. So in terms of the stats, at least, it paints a good picture for Nexus, but we'll have to wait and see what actually happens now on the server.
All right, well, here we go then. Second map is live. CT side start for the Eagles. Nexus on a T side. Dooley's detected in the hands of sinnopsyy, but they're out at middle. And talking of him pushing, he's already got his whole way in through mid. He's getting a ton of info from this and can fast flank through the ladder.
Oh, man. The prospects of a Julie flank. That sends shivers down the spines of any Counter-Strike player. Oh, he's going to catch them with a nade out as well. Zello's been plucked. And sinnopsyy's position, seeing a player with a nade out in that spot, is going to give him all the intel. Tries to fake as if he's gone back again, but rago's not falling for it.
rago was ready to rumble. Does bite straight back, so it leaves them in a 4 versus 4. And the opening gambit you had into this round, where you think, right, they're going to hard commit now to the A play, we can clean up with the backstab. Well, that's changed. The pistol round itself falls into a different sort of spin, but rago, again, he's struck down out towards middle, and they go back to basics. Smoke over the top, and the last 3 Ts try to start and finish here towards the A site.
Gap in that smoke, though. Nexus can make the most of that. Sound going in for the plant. BTN takes a ton of damage here. ERSIN gets 2! He had no right to survive after that first hail of bullets, but he's still standing. juanflatroo up against them. The odds certainly stacked against him in his favor. But juanflatroo, if he can get that first tap, if he can get that first headshot, maybe there's a way forward. These post-plant positions, Jackie, are looking so strong, though.
They're set up. Oh, ERSIN. Wow, okay, that is a big recovery onto the pistol round. ERSIN, more like Ursus on that one. He just cuts his way through them. The claws came out on the Glock. But especially with the start as well, Vince, right? You're kind of just thinking, well, I know where this one is going.
Yeah, especially when he actually connected the first shot and was able to back away afterwards with the smokes being put on the deck. You thought, right, Guild Eagles are off to another good start. It's going to be rough for Nexus. Not the case at all. ERSIN with probably 3 of the most important real buy in effect from Guild Eagles either. So you'd hope, Jackie, this is going to be a pretty straightforward 2-0, right? Like, surely they don't lose many players, if any. There is a 5-7. That's gone.
Oh, all right, Zello. Oh, yes. The shooting gallery is on point today. He's won himself a big cuddly bear. Probably some sort of panda, maybe. You can take that home.
Well, you were talking about the Ursus before. It's effectively a bear, right? So
yeah.
That's some solid aim. I mean, yes, it's against an eco, but you still can't argue with flicking up and down different layers of verticality.
Yeah.
We were informed that Zello is feeling better now as well, so goes to show it. The proof is in the pudding with that spray.
Yeah, he's proving the difference. He's not feeling sick, he just is sick at the game, which is always nice to see. GX. Warped on, combat warping up close. Peppered though, bullet straight to the face. Oh, the getaway. He does at least find success. He's able to back off. rigoN as well, deep towards the stairs. You're thinking he had ERSIN's number there, but the AK flicks back around, and we're down to a 3v3. A lot of early fights into the 3rd round here.
I think we're going to be in store for a lot of this, Jackie, on both sides. Both these teams want to stand and bang. We were talking before, it's like 2 heavyweight boxers just trading blows in the center of the ring. No defense, just all offense. It's not to say that neither of these teams have a solid CT side. They absolutely do, but they're both very aggressive. It definitely muddies the waters on which team is the aggressor and which one is the defender at times. rago takes a lot of damage on the approach, though. ERSIN joins him as well, below 30 HP, lining up more grenades for this retake. Mercenary caught with a flash, but smokes out on side.
Ooh. The setup with the utility, leaving a little bit to be desired in the way they're playing it, but hitting the shots, well, that's going the way of Guild. ERSIN on the ramp. He's low HP, but he's taking the point man position. You've got the backup with Sound as well. Try to tap the bomb, fast flick. juanflatroo continuing where he left off on Mirage. The Oasis for Guild, and they double up. They want to fight for it, but time is ticking. They jump on the bomb, they have to stick it. If he finds the pickup, you could at least look for the second and snatch it away. It's going to be dangerously tight, but it seems like they've grabbed it.
Yeah, just with milliseconds left on the timer, they have managed to clutch out the round. Now, it's that early nade damage that we saw, and on the damage on the cross as well, with rigoN getting tanked up as he tried to leap across to the side. But vitally important there, Jackie, that Guild Eagles got themselves on the board early on this CT side. Because Nexus, when they typically win this map, they win big. They start strong, they finish strong. So just cutting them back down to size, bringing them back to reality here for a few moments.
Early flashes in as well. Zello hits some nice shots on the Galil, but when it comes to sniping, you want him on his signature weapon, and that's what he's finally got once again. The detonation of the nade at least gives some information back to Guild. But you've got to set up towards middle here. Putting him on a pedestal. ERSIN confirmed. So sinnopsyy knows where he is and flashes off.
Funnels away the tease for the time being. Double peek. Zello doesn't pull the trigger. Was more interested in surviving than necessarily killing in that confrontation, understandably so. But GXX is going to make the most of that momentary weakness and push down close. There's going to be 3 players here though, Jackie.
Can he prioritize his targets? Will they clear it? The nade instantly gives away the info for free. As soon as it connects, you hear the audio cue, you know to clear the angle. BTN puts him into a grave. 45 seconds left on the clock though. They back off, slow walk over the bridge. Bomb now in the hands of Sound. ERSIN's been lurking, so they know that no one has pushed out for deep B control.
I think it's even worse than that as well. I think juanflatroo whiffed his grenade. It bounced off the scaffolding, so the low BTN is able to survive that encounter. That nade could have done a lot of damage at the bottom of ramp. 25 seconds though, but rigoN is able to maybe take this round away. There's one in a second as well. Doesn't need to repeat, but went with it with a flashbang, but sinnopsyy is there to clean up along Scenery. And with 15 seconds left, sinnopsyy puts one through the smoke and nails this round, but that was all rigoN's double.
Felt like they had the right pieces in place there. The setup from either side, clearing towards the back of the white box, but the timing on it allowed rigoN to get both frags. Set up the rest of the team for success as well. And yeah, this is going to be a really scrappy game. You're expecting a lot of these kind of fights where it goes down to these tight intricacies at the end. Obviously, in this one, though, Nexus, money's gone. It's just pistols.
That's precisely the situation. There's a certain air of freedom when you're in rounds like this. I mean, they do have a deagle, which has been nailed instantly from the molly and the nades. Treat this as a tactical timeout. Not too much pressure on this one. Insta headshot from rigoN. He's quick with that Glock, but unfortunately it's barely any damage that just scratches the surface, and rigoN continues to rip through the oncoming tees with those kills of 3 in this round, potentially a 4th. It will be a 4th kill, and he escalates to $7,800 as a result of those 4 SMG frags.
Ladder was his lair in that round. The SMG just lighting them up. Obviously not the worst case scenario, right? It's not as if that was a full buy and you've been completely crushed by an MP9. It's one that you kind of expected to slip on by you. Oh, little kiss in spawn there as well for good luck. Guild Eagles coming out swinging into this round then. Round 6 goes live, and we do have the weapons to work with. Nexus have that buy again. There's been some interesting pressure applied from Guild towards middles. They're going to be a bit paranoid about that, but Zello, he's already up towards ramp.
He has a good read of the situation, but juanflatroo will make sure he can't double up. rigoN, though, did go into rigoN, so one of those big, heavy hitters has been silenced momentarily. And additionally, they maintain the player advantage. ERSIN can just walk his way out into the site. He has BTN alongside him, and they do have control over the bomb.
Oh, the timing on the cross as well. He gets towards the backside by quad. They know about BTN now. Play their card, get the bomb planted, smoke off towards deep CT as well, force out the issue if they even want to go for this one. I mean, you look at the retake, right? Massively outnumbered. It's just not worth even going for it. You're going to have to back off, keep these weapons alive. So Nexus instantly swinging the metronome back in their favor.
And it was a Zello very aggressive push up on ramp. It wasn't preceded by flashes or mollies, which typically will telegraph that push is forthcoming. And rigoN on the ladder sprays out GXX. That's an AWP that's dropped alongside him. This is where you go back to that previous round now, with rigoN getting 4 with the MP9, having tons of surplus cash. They'll be able to buy again. They can even drop an AWP if they want it, but it does mean that all of their savings, all of their pennies, pounds, dollars, whatever you want to call them, are going to be spent into this next one now.
You've had to go to the ATM and make a very big withdrawal. Everything being put on the line then in terms of the buy coming back in. Whereas for Zello, you get the success of feeling like you had a huge play into the round, open up ramp control. Now you're gifted an AWP back into your hands as well. One on either side then. Getting shades of Mirage already here.
Oh yeah, definitely has the same feeling to it. Zello watching for that fast, rapid peak. Wasn't forthcoming. Guild Eagles didn't have the spawn for it, deciding to play more default over on ramp with 3 players. ERSIN up and over. Molotov just covers the close angle behind the wooden panels. And if rigoN goes for the peak, he could be found. The AWP shot rings by, and there's a HE behind it, leaving a receipt. But that smoke is probably going to keep the T's at bay, so rigoN may have done enough to stave off the push for the time being.
They're backing up from stairs now. sinnopsyy's just been jiggling the shoulder face with a small jump, so if he sees anyone, he will just dash that smoke, follow up HE as well. If they push into it, they eat damage like they do, and it gives him that audio cue. Ooh, anti-flash, tucks down. Thought he had the drop on him, but Sound spots him.
MoouZ, meanwhile, tosses out that smoke. I wonder if he took a slight tickle from that Molotov. There was a molly next to the left-hand side sandbags. Maybe that's what alerted Sound to his presence. Not entirely sure. That's irrelevant at this point. 35 seconds, they're looking to try and push on, and Sound and BTN both get expunged through the smoke. 3 separate assailants. And juanflatroo goes back in for seconds. What a hold that is from Guild Eagles. It looked like it was going to go pear-shaped, and then suddenly, just through the smoke, 4-3 kills just destroy them.
I just pummel them as soon as they had vision, right? A barrage of fists just beating down one after another, laying out anyone that tried to take ramp control away, proving that A site is firmly Guild's domain right now.
So another buy can come in. Sound already with the AK. rigoN 2900. Deep in thought on Nexus. It's not quite elation just yet for Guild Eagles, Jackie. They know that they are in an advantageous position, make no mistake, but because of how these rounds have been so back and forth and really not clean, that last one had elements of cleanliness to it, but the early engagements up on ramp were rough. They know they've got to dial this one in. BTN on just a deagle.
Fast over the bridge. Zello with the AWP boom. Just to hit him with the sonic boom if they peek into him. That one doesn't connect. Cheeky boost as well for the setup towards middle. The AK supporting the deagle in close range. Guild. It's the additional edge of all the utility they've got into this round. Contact face though for GX. He's going to be flashed off the angle. Instant headshot from rigoN. That's a beauty of a setup.
Yeah, that's a perfectly placed and timed pop flash. GXX was fully blinded, could not see a thing. But sinnopsyy, as is so often the case with Guild Eagles, when they go a player behind, their instant reaction, their natural reaction is aggression. And this may play up against him. rigoN, though, wide swung by sinnopsyy, who evens the odds. AG's tossed in, does a little bit of damage, but nothing too significant. And with Guild Eagles as well, getting that opening pick through on mid and seeing no secondary unit, they can force back that player into elevators and bolster up the A defenses. However, it seems like we're going to have a B hit on the cards coming up.
Problem is, they've had a couple of opportunities to steal away around at the B bomb site. But one man in particular has made a world of difference, and that's been rigoN. This time he has the scope in his hands. Flashes over the top. sinnopsyy is the point man for first contact. rigoN out towards mid, coming across. B-site compromise. Sound, always so good at looking for entries with the AK. Carves a path into the bomb site. rigoN pre-scoped, walks in, but zello swings around the corner. How has he even seen him?
That was through a smoke and the wall. Be very curious to see that from his perspective. Maybe just a timing shot. Like, listen, it's a 4v3. We know there's probably someone around CT side. May as well just take the shot and see what happens. Either way, BTN is on the prowl. He's on the hunt. He knows to these two weapons. Money in a bit of an awkward spot. They can't afford with these two guns if they get saved. And juanflatroo is going to make sure that Sound doesn't see any further action in this round at least. But it will play into a 4-4 scoreline, and BTN may get juanflatroo yet. Goes back into the CT spawn side, has heard the footsteps. ERSIN bested, He's going to hold on to his M4, and he was looking for the AWP, and he's found it, and almost shoots off to say, listen guys, I actually got this, you know.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, you could see the way he was kind of like thinking about it, right? I'll fake the noise, wrap off towards CT. He knew the AWP was there, but couldn't grab it at the time. Bomb blast kind of playing into his favor. Clears the angle, finds it. That's the shot. Oh, mate, pixel sniffing. That's a hell of a Kurt angle.
That's a beautiful shot, but I don't know why it's registered as through the smoke. It didn't look like there was any smoke on his screen unless the HE kind of like dusted off the side of it first. It's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? I thought it was actually fully through the smoke. Yeah, thanks for showing us.
I guess he just smoked them.
Yeah, that also works.
Oh, pop the smoke, leave them broke. The zello classic.
Unfortunately, they would have been completely broke, but with those two save weapons, I think they can scrape a buy together. But you're absolutely spot on, man. That was, even in slow motion, that was rapid.
Yeah.
That was serious reaction speed on display.
So you see it in the kill feed, and you're just like, what have you seen?
Yeah.
Literally, what have you seen? How have you hit that shot? But now we know, questions answered. Ooh. GX forced off the face down ramp early as well, and information given up. And Sound playing off that audio cue. He wants to move on in, timing on it. Oh, he hasn't spotted his head. He's been able to get the nade out, but still strikes. Lays claim to an opening pick again.
That sounds, just seems like such a strange play to me. Obviously, we have the hindsight of seeing that there wasn't any counteractive kill, but you're being that aggressive with an AWP on side and you had nobody on ramp to help you out. Like, there was no way that anyone could help you. Loads of damage to juanflatroo. They've lost mid control as well, which puts a lot more pressure on rigoN, who's stuck on the side by himself in the smoke with the M4 sprayed down and a dead man. But it's a bit of a head-scratching moment there. I don't quite understand what the idea was. zello should have juanflatroo dead to rights, who had no idea that he was in position and ready to strike. And Seneri's back is given up, and the rest falls into place. So yeah, a little bit of a misstep, a mishap. They happen. It is what it is. You just have to move forward. 5-4 the score, though the Romanians take the lead.
And a lot earlier into the map this time around. Sound as well. The small intricacies of it. At that point, even on the smoke struggle between both sides, just spamming in, you're thinking maybe there's an opportunity for two. One was left far back as well, so they even clean house, hunting out a lot of the CTs before the end of that round and taking the weapons out of their hands. So it's the classic, mate. Go for the B bombardment, hoping you can just push out through B main with the pistols, overwhelm them if they're close. And then, of course, you've got the quick flank in the rear. So juanflatroo at least gets the AK off the back of the early troubles, but the bomb site is given up for free as the knock-on effect.
AK for the round probably would be worth, from Guild Eagles' perspective, coming into this with just USPs. They also have a Molotov alongside the juanflatroo, so I mean, normally you'd fancy like a team probably pulls back and saves an AK at this stage. It's Guild Eagles. They're probably going to go for this. They're probably going to be madmen and just try and fight and charge down. as many of Nexus as possible. Molotov to the back of sandbags, forces out Zello, and they have managed to pierce and skewer him at least. It will be a comfortable picked up AWP though, so they can trade it into the next round. But sinnopsyy and GXX are deciding they want to go down with the ship, they want to go down with this bomb and save the AK alongside it. Understandable decision making there. They got the man they were looking for, the bomb. Don't think it kills Raga at this position. Indeed, it shall not. So they pick up the AWP and they can give it straight back to Zello. 6-4 though, and now Nexus starting to make a little bit of a move towards opening up a pretty significant lead.
Yeah, one of the added blessings, although the bomb radius was made bigger on a large portion of the pool, the maps in the map pool, Vertigo, although it's bigger, in the grand scheme of things, it's still relatively small. Valve obviously favouring to not make them too big because of the two stacked sites with where they are. A lot of verticality to factor in. So you can get those saves away, it's a little bit easier. On Nuke, you're a dead man.
Yeah, you are gone. I died in secret the other night on full HP. Couldn't believe it, I was moulding.
Teach you a lesson, wouldn't it?
I did. I learned it the hard way, mate. Learned it the hard way.
Won't do that again. Ooh, but they want to go back to B. They'll do this again. sinnopsyy, is he going to be caught with a timing on the face? It's a swing back and a trade.
1-for-1 probably does Guild Eagles no favors though, especially this early on. You've lost sinnopsyy. He's playing well. He's actually a top fragger in this map so far. The utility count is already low. This isn't going to make things any easier. rigoN keeping that smoke into position. Dual purpose. One, it cordons off one of the areas, and it also allows him to rotate onto the white boxes and play some mind games with the T's. And he's going to decide to get aggressive behind this one. The Molotov, though, is going to stop him from peeking. And he does actually take a tick down to 78. That's going to sting.
Yeah, those are the ones that do tilt you a little bit as well. Losing a little bit of health could be the difference in some of these situations. juanflatroo, nicely timed pinball on the HE though. That's right on the money. Oh, the follow-up. Blows away Raga. ERSIN, he's got right on the bomb site though. Spamming in towards elevator. Looking to deny the reface, but they give it straight back. sinnopsyy hasn't seen a single player, but it doesn't matter as he is slaying them. And Zello, boost up, looks for the flick. Good for one, but they outnumber you, and they play for the trade.
Yeah, it just has the perfect angle, really, to tap through, anticipating that one of the Ts may get aggressive and try and take the fight to the CTs. That's just hours on servers playing time after time. Very well done by sinnopsyy with that grenade, man. I mean, sinnopsyy doesn't have a chance to clean up as easily. You're seeing he's getting assists on both of these players through the smoke, unless the utility is there to soften them up in the first place. And that is the importance of having a well-placed HE, a well-placed Molotov, especially in a map like Vertigo, because you know where they're going to be coming in. You know they're going to be pushing on that side. The timing of it is everything. The flashbang, though, is so good. And sinnopsyy down early doors, and no health cost at all for Nexus.
Even reading it right with the spam bag. Dealing damage. GX, though, he's found his window of opportunity. Got to get the quick reload in. Backs off. Still dropping bombs on him. As the HE start to strip a little bit of skin from bone. Backstab from juanflatroo. He could be the butcher knife to deny it right here, right now. As the Howl unleashes a barrage of bullets. Oh, only two. ERSIN with a clap back. Hits the blind shot, but GX is here in his place.
You're not expecting two from the same position. There's no way ERSIN's thinking about that. Maybe peek from sandbags, maybe peek from ramp. It doesn't matter. There's Guild Eagles 6-4 behind, get the last 2 rounds to tie us up at 6 apiece. And we know that their T-side is formidable. So, have Nexus missed their opportunity? They could have been 8-4 come the second half. That would have put them in great stead. It's neck and neck again.
Similarities of the map pool, the play style. It's all there. That's why this series has been so close. If we make it to Ancient, that story still carries on. It's a map that both teams are good on, they feel comfortable on. For the pistols as well, I mean, Nexus, right now, pound for pound, some of the shots they've been hitting on pistols, I think I would honestly favor them to be able to find it on this CT side.
Second kill that juanflatroo got through the smoke, he had 5 bullets left and he hit every single one of them. Some of them were through the sandbags. But that was a big moment, a pressure cooker situation, and he passed with flying colors. But I'm right alongside you, man. These USPs, these pistols have looked sharp for Nexus. Very powerful indeed. ragoN with the P2000. The Guild Eagles all pushing up together as a united force on ramp, and they're not giving their position away. There's no shots, there's no mollies, there's nothing being tossed in as it stands just yet. They're making sure that there's no peek on sandbags. With a flash for Senary, they still need to be well placed if it's going to deal with sound. Smoke already down, sound forced back. They're actually kind of tripping over one another on the site here. There's no full investment, there's no full engage as it stands. They get one, but that's it.
He's getting iffy, backing into each other. Trapped between push and pull, split in two minds. They hold back the first wave, buy themselves a bit of time. rigoN making noise as he goes for the rotate the whole way back round towards the B side. rago's there though. He's in a position to at least cut off that rotation. He can't bleed through the back. juanflatroo holds, waiting for the push. Zello getting antsy, wants to fight it. ragoN with the P2K, makes money on the headshot. rigoN taken down, and we're back to the last duo at the A site, trying to finish what they started.
Oh, Senary, you've got to kill him there. He was literally 1 HP the whole time. And that juanflatroo, given no favors from his teammates, is just going to have to do it all alone. ERSIN slow, but still comes out. It connects the headshot. ERSIN has been a phenom in these pistol rounds, by the way. He always seems to get 2 or 3. But juanflatroo, man, he was trying his damnedest to 1v the world, basically, in that pistol round.
Confidence of 1,000 men, just peak after peak with the Glock. Making them fade away.
Senary had to get that kill, though, man.
Yeah.
Zilla was so low for so long. This is the moment where we were both looking at each other like, hold up, what's up? Because, yeah, like, he goes out for the peak sound, he tries to go back to the site, and his teammate's blocking him the whole way.
Yeah, he's literally, like, taken his angle off him. You're kind of backing into each other, and he's like, right, well, I guess I fight ramp. Like, it's so mad. I mean, they survive it. You take the pistol, at least, so it is what it is. Hero AK brought up as well. Any one of these players can use this to a very high skill level as well. So for Guild, it actually kind of makes sense. If one of you falls, the next in line picks it up. Not if you instantly get your face ripped off, though.
Oh, ERSIN's read the script, man. He's a couple of pages ahead. He's like, oh, you peeked it and dead. You are dead straight away. As he said, though, the AK has traded hands. So Senary also has Kevlar. So out into the open they come, the wide swing, but ragoN also has his teammate covered. And now the AK just drops off the edge of the map. And juanflatroo just watches as his life passes before his eyes. 8 to 6.
I do love the cuts, the POV, where you just see him look and just go, oh, it's gone off the edge.
Should I maybe just jump after it?
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, nightmare. Gravity there, being the 6th man on the server for Nexus. What you want, though, keeping it clean as well, right? Because obviously, one AK purchase, if you can force out a load of rebuys from Nexus, suddenly it's kind of worth its weight in gold. It gets a whole lot more uncomfortable on the CT side. Instead, the knock-on effect for Guild, no bomb plant, no additional money. Your funds are still cut short, so still pistols in play.
Yeah, this is another golden opportunity for Nexus. They had one of them in the first half at 6 and 4. They let that one slip. They have another chance here to really extend their lead, to build up that money, to give themselves a safety net. Keeping his angles as acute as possible. Really, really nice. Important not to wide swing from that position, because then the 3 players can all focus you down and you end up 1v1 trading. So intelligent play. juanflatroo, 2 HP to his name. Not for much longer. 9 to 6 and Nexus. Across the board, everybody's over $5,000 and feeling pretty good.
Bank accounts really looking pretty tasty for them now then. And the important asterisk being the round, well, they've found all of them so far from the side swap. Of course, Guild, not just the 1 AK this time. There's 5 in play. They're all armed. Utility, armor, and AKs in their palms. Round 16 going live. ERSIN looking to control with ragoN the bottom set of stairs. No early Molotov, a smoke and a nade following it up, so you can play on either edge.
They're making the most of that as well. They kind of have both edges covered. One player at the wooden panels, which is ragoN, and then ERSIN tight left. One of the first times we've seen Guild Eagles really try and exploit this mid. ERSIN was spotted. rigoN knows he is here. Wide swing is good. But there it is. But the trade back and forth will favor Guild Eagles as they flub their Molotov.
The smoke's gone wrong.
What's the smoke, pardon me, yeah.
Oh, Vince. You kind of had all the moving pieces going your way. I mean, you still found the entry to B, so it's not the end of the round, but it does make it a bit more uncomfortable. GX plays off it, though, and they reface into him. Oh, okay. The shooting gallery going very well for Guild. Zello, his pathway is blocked by flames. You know, 1 versus 3 is being pushed towards CT. Rips the head off. juanflatroo giving them an opportunity back into the round now. He can switch out to the AK. Man could make this really quite rough. He's pushing up, pre-firing on the angles. Bomb's only just been planted as well, so time's there to work with, and he has a kit. He's got that defuse kit in the back pocket. Bit by bit, starts to get closer towards the site. sinnopsyy reveals himself and shows where one of the 2 Ts are. If he could win this, it would do numbers for them. Instead, Guild Eagles, with a topsy-turvy round, close it out at the end.
I don't understand why juanflatroo is pushing CT spawn when they don't know where Zello is. I can only assume like a bad comm came through. Maybe someone called that they were both mid, or heard him coming up the ramp. I'm not entirely sure what the play was, but you don't have much money here, Guild Eagles. Like, you can't justify running in and losing weapons. They're going to be able to buy because of obviously the round win and everything, but you look at their money, $0 for GXX, 650, 100. They can't afford to lose weapons in that and give Zello an opportunity from a 1v3 to a 1v2. Regardless, that's in the past, in the here and now, they have a chance to bridge that gap. Very important round coming up.
It's the double break on the ramp smoke. And Sound, he's gone quiet, round towards the edge. He's able to tuck himself in. They'll have no idea about this position. If they don't clear it, he could be an absolute nuisance. Strikes onto the head of the first. Rapid trade back. GX sniping with a Galil. But you talk about sniper rifles, that's in the hands of Zello. He's caught though. He had to have his blade out. Panicked and peppered as the bullets are delivered. We're into a 3v3. That ramp control, well, it's in favor of Guild now.
Yeah, the second that Zello dies, Raga has to get out of there. He has to play a more defensive angle and wait for the reinforcements to arrive. Because of how rapid the early stage of this round were, there's still 55 seconds. This is a kind of late round situation normally. And yet there's time for them to re-rotate if they so choose. The thing that may be causing them a little bit of alarm on that point is that they, by and large, don't have any other map control, which is why rigoN is going out and having a look first. And if he spots that this is basically vacant, they can always call the pause and come back over onto the B site, and that looks to be what's happening. They throw the nade out onto headshot just to keep them interested, try and draw away any rotations while rigoN goes to get this bomb. He needs to capture this one, though. And now the rotation is through. They're running across. rigoN has full access to this bomb site, but they haven't dealt with ERSIN. And if he can get the timing peak on the bomb carrier and spill this one down, this round could come crumbling with it. However, that's not going to be the case. 7 seconds left, the plant starts to come in. rigoN's going to need to have impact and tons of it. And the first spray is good, but ERSIN returns fire, takes out Senori in the process. rigoN and sinnopsyy both find themselves low, but they're still connecting shots. They're still delivering. BTN in the meanwhile, tagged down a one-on-one. Similar HP bars, post-plant in, and there is rigoN. Once again, the man they needed to deliver, and he delivers first class.
Flips the switch again for Guild. Oh, mate. The devil in the details on that one. The Molotov over the top, an instant smoke to stop that from ruining their day. Flashbang in, ERSIN's position. When he finds that first frag, you're thinking he can build off the back of it. So close towards a round. But for Guild, they're starting to tick all the boxes. They're starting to get themselves back alive on Vertigo now on their T side. Finding entries, but playing smart. Playing for the long con in these rounds. Timeout called in for Nexus, though.
Yeah, their money's in a bit of a sticky situation right now. The smiles have vanished for the time being. Nexus realizing that this map, it could have been a clear-cut one for them in their favor. But twice the Guild Eagles refused to allow that gap to open too much. And although a buy is in for Nexus, they are down to their last few dollars. They lose this and Guild Eagles could even take the lead.
sinnopsyy showing his head, but peeling back the first man he sees. Opens it up with the MAC-10. And GX, he's already bled his way out through middle as well. No one's here just yet. The late flashbang will at least send him falling further back, but everyone else is responding by running up the stairs and sprinting straight into B. juanflatroo's grenade should be right on the money to deal damage. The bullets whizzing on by, but can't find the head. Falls down to his death as ragoN lays wait with the M4, waiting inside of elevator as well. Sound, he finds rigoN stepping into his crosshairs, and they're all over the place. They're out on B, now they're back towards ramp.
There's so many rotational elements from Guild Eagles. It was like you got 1 foot on A and 1 foot on B, and this is weird tug of war between themselves almost of where they're going to go. I understand going for those quick reads of when you realize you're running into a stack or you're running into a player or something like that, but at some stage you have to be united. rigoN goes off alone, he gets picked off on elevators. Then you've got players over on B like juanflatroo, he gets picked off by himself. You're just giving yourselves across the Nexus here, and you're not allowing yourself to really burrow into this round. And I was talking about the economic situation being bad for the CTs. It's just as bad for Guild Eagles. They're down to 3 Tech 9s and 2 AKs.
They're playing with pace. They've been upping the speed throughout the course of this half. And again here, it felt like they were really just winding up to go for the haymaker sprint through ramp. Early utility will at least deny that as sinnopsyy eats most of the damage from the HE. Attempting to clear the angle though. Fires off the warning shots. Sound in this position can be so annoying to play against. He's got a flashbang and utility supporting from his teammates on the site.
Nades are lined up though. Zello has no reason to make a move. BTN is there to help him out. 2 players stacked in. Molly lands. No tickles though from the Molly, so no sound cues. They have a good idea as to ramp being aggressed on. To be fair to Guild Eagles, though, they have tried multiple areas of the map. They've tried B hits, mid hits, A hits. So it's not as if Nexus can have a complete 100% read of what's going on right now. But now it's going to give it away. sinnopsyy in first. Flashbang is on point perfectly. Dispatching of sinnopsyy. Surgical on its precision. And now rigoN traded out. Kills back and forth. Going to heavily favor Nexus. And although juanflatroo has had a really solid best of 3 so far, he finds himself in a 1-on-3. And he may have just taken the first kill. He knows where Sound is. But it's all about that second player. He's doing a lot of damage here to Sound, but he's taking a lot in return. 35 HP remains. Can he retrieve the bomb and head to B? I don't think he has the time or the space to do it. But now, it's all about the fragging. He knows he needs to clutch this round, and ERSIN says no, sends him packing.
And that was getting really scary. You're giving him the 1v1s, you're thinking, man, not right now. Not with how juanflatroo's been playing, right? You give him those opportunities, give him an inch, Vince. He's going to take an absolute mile. Hitting some big shots. The Sound showing up into the round, supported by ragoN as well. And into this best of 3, I think we've seen some of the best we've needed to see coming out from ragoN as well, right? BO1s, there was a couple of times where it felt like he was falling a little bit short. He's been going blow for blow with some of the best into this BO3. Done so much for them. I mean, you're 1 round away now from having map point here. Then it's just a matter of, can they force it to Ancient? Will we get a 3rd map out of this? Can Guild Eagles somehow recover and close it in 2?
It's been a real team effort from Nexus. I think everyone is around the 15 to 18 kill mark. Whereas over on Guild Eagles, it's a little bit more one-sided. We see juanflatroo and rigoN. GXX has had a rough game. I mean, he had a bit of a rough one in the first map as well. And when you consider he's the AWP, he's the guy that you're looking at to make differences in big, key, important rounds. It's a big part of the puzzle that goes missing with him when he's not performing. It's not to say that he's at fault for them being 11-8 down, but it definitely doesn't help when your AWP is not connecting on the CT side when you actually have AWPs in play.
Early nade stack in case there's aggression from the CT side, but no one falls into that. The trap card won't be sprung. rigoN, he was just holding to see if they'd respond off the back of the early noise. Hearing everyone run over the bridge, you maybe think it's an A play and mass rotate, but ERSIN, oh, if they don't clear towards back quad, he could ruin them.
He's been really on point with his aim as well. First spray is good, and the second, and ragoN is there to help him out. Sure, he's fell down, but he's done enough. He's weakened up the T's to a point where this should be an easy closeout. And we're reaching the stage of the game where 2 casualties really just doesn't matter for the CTs. They got plenty of cash, they're 12-8 in the lead. This is an even better lead than we saw them have on Mirage, where they were 12-10. Here we go. Jackie, it's been a crazy game of back and forth between these two teams.
The pressure looking like it's really starting to seep in as well now for Guild. Laser focus, trying to keep themselves in flow state. The aggressive comms, everyone trying to wake themselves back up. You lose this map, it could be a very slippery slope. Elimination, best of 3. Guild Eagles time and time again have made those runs to the Major, but this time it's Sound that's making huge plays, strikes with the AK, beheads 2, and Guild clap back to reality. It's all on rigoN. Such a tall order, a 1v5, or we're going all the way to Ancient.
It would have to be the best play of the tournament thus far for him to pull this one off. And he's taken an insta-dink round the corner. It's rigoN that puts him down and keeps Nexus in the RMR. And forces Guild Eagles onto the back foot. We're 1-1 in this elimination series.
I think Sound kind of sums it up, right? You drop the woo, you realize that, all right, it's doable.